Captain Mike's Rigging Station. Powered by Florida Sport Fishing TV.
Hey guys, I'm Captain Mike and welcome to my rigging station. Right here, this is where all the magic happens. In preparation of every episode of Florida Sport Fishing TV, we spend a tremendous amount of time down here prepping for each show because you just never know what you're going to encounter out there on the water. And I'll tell you what, proper execution, proper preparation, they're both vital for success regardless if you're chasing bonefish or blue marlin. So we've got a really cool topic today. We're going to be talking about Florida Keys reef fishing. And understand, the rigging station, this is the only show of its kind where we're going to break down the fundamentals. We're going to talk about every little detail that are all designed to make you a more successful angler, regardless of where you're fishing. Florida Keys reef fishing, an absolute staple down here across the Florida Keys, ideally suited for anglers of all ages, all skill levels. You can get out there in a technical poling skiff all the way on up to a convertible sport fish yacht and fish the reef. The reef, let's talk about that. The reef surrounding the Florida Keys is the only natural barrier reef in the entire United States of America. It's the third largest in the entire world. Some of the coral here dates back thousands of years. It's an absolute vital resource to the entire Keys Island chain, really to all of the fishing, right? Because it's a nursery ground for so many different species. Now this Keys reef system, it parallels the coast, right on the Atlantic side here, 3 to 4 miles off the beach, about 30 feet of water, depending on exactly where you are. Big patches of live bottom, really prolific, and I'll tell you what, just an absolute treasure. Now, in between this reef system and the actual land masses, the islands, we also have Hawk Channel. Natural cut running from Biscayne Bay all the way to Key West. Depths range from 25 to 40 foot on average, okay? And there's a lot of really healthy coral heads in Hawk Channel as well. So there's some days you may go out and fish the patches 3 to 4 miles off the beach, and then there's other days where you don't even have to go that far, where you can literally fish a mile off the islands right in Hawk Channel. But fortunately, the tackle, the techniques, the species that we're targeting, they're relatively similar across both venues. So everything that we talk about is really versatile here. When can you fish the Florida Keys reef system? 365 days a year. That's the real nice thing about it. And it's a great fallback when, wintertime, when the wind is really honking and you can't get offshore, go fish the reef. Okay. On the other hand, dead of summer, you can't find a dolphin offshore, go fish the reef. Okay. Like I said, it's just an absolute staple, and the fish are there. You just really got to get dialed in. So it all starts with the boat, because in preparation of every episode, the first place my mind goes is the boat. We run a 39-foot CB powered by 400 Verados, and I think about what I'm expecting to get out of the boat, what she needs to do for me on that particular shoot. Okay, so it all starts, of course, with plenty of fuel, safety equipment, that goes, I don't need to tell you those things. Electronics, my Furuno TZ Touch 3 network, really important. I've got a lot of spots dialed in right on the reef where I'm going to be fishing. They're already in the machine. I'm not going out in the morning looking for where I'm going to fish. I'm dialed in already. I've got so many spots I couldn't fish them all in a year. A lot of them from personal experience, being out on the water, what I've caught there, networking, but most importantly, researching, using all of the resources that I have available. A variety of different charts like Seymour strike lines. I mean, come on, the tools are out there, guys. You just have to put in the time and the effort and really key in on specific areas because there's so much bottom to fish. Another thing I want you to remember is the species. The Florida Keys reef system is so prolific, it's so alive. It all starts with the crustaceans and the bait fish, and of course you can follow the food chain up all the way to sharks and the major predators, barracudas. But for the most part, We're really targeting a variety of snapper, yellowtail snapper, lane snapper, mangrove snapper, and most importantly, the mutton snapper. And then, of course, the groupers, black groupers, red groupers, gag groupers, they're all on the reef. And then, of course, there's some other species like the trifecta of mackerel, Spanish Ciros kings, sailfish, dolphin, blackfin tuna, cobia. It's incredible what you can catch on this reef system. So, like I said, it starts with the boat. I'm dialed in on my machines. The next thing I'm going to do is take a good look at my anchors, make sure I'm ready to go there. I carry a variety of anchors, a fortress, grapnel anchor, depending on exactly where I'm setting up. I like to anchor in the sand and then come back on top of the bottom. I don't want to anchor directly on the reef. Certainly we don't want to damage any of that live bottom or any of that coral. All of my anchors are rigged breakaway. In the event they get stuck in the bottom in any way, I'm not going to drag them across the bottom or, potentially damage that vital, healthy reef system. With enough stress, that breakaway, the wire tie will bust, and I can pull that anchor out backwards. Hey guys, I'm Captain Mike, and welcome to my rigging station. You've asked over and over, here's the answer. Dubro fishing. 4 different styles of rod and reel holder mounts for every application. Their ingenious lure and leader keeper system is perfect, either permanently mounted or portable. It keeps everything I need right at my fingertips so I can focus on staying hooked up. Listen, I count on Dubro products, so should you. Check out their full line of innovative gear at dubrofishing.com.
For over 80 years, Furuno Innovations have helped more fishermen find and catch more fish than any other brand. And we're raising the bar again with Navnet TZ Touch 3's new PBG and Fish It Drift It technologies. Build your own 3-dimensional shaded relief charts to find trophy fish others have missed. Perform accurate drifts the first time, every time. Be the one everyone follows. When you're serious about fishing, lead the way and get serious with Furuno.
Chaos. Gear matters.
Oh my God! Springtime permit fishing.
Shot another one. Doubled up.
Mutton.
Woo! Nice. That right there, baby, is deep dropping.
Chaos. Gear matters. Shop online or visit our new superstore for everything fishing.
Deep Glow outshines the competition. With a robust housing, durable glass dome, and stainless steel hardware, Deep Glow lights are the toughest, brightest, and easiest to install. Throw them in, plug them in, and let the show begin. I've literally created my own feeding frenzy. Residential or commercial 1 or 50 lights, Deep Glow increases property values, creates loyal customers to waterfront businesses, and provides years of trouble-free service. Tell them Captain Mike sent you and receive a free timer. The next thing we're going to talk about when it comes to successful reef fishing is bait, right? You've got to have some key baits, and nothing is more important than fresh. I can't stress it enough. All of that frozen stuff that you buy at the tackle shop in those boxes, it's mush. Yeah, it's gonna work. You'll catch a fish here and there, but it's mush. Okay, come on, put in the time, people. Catch the live bait, catch the fresh bait. I don't care if it's the ballyhoo, which are really easy to catch because they're gonna be in your chum slick right on the reef. Speedos, all sorts of baits are gonna be right there feeding right off the chum bag. You can catch them. You can catch them with a cast net. You can catch them with a little gold hook on 4 pound, one at a time, and pick off those baits. A bonita makes great bait. Fresh bonita chunks or strips makes really good bait. However, my personal favorite is pinfish. They're easy to catch with pinfish traps set in 3 to 5 feet of water on grass beds. Just put a 7-pound block of chum in there. I don't care what kind of chum, they all work. The pinfish are gonna just load up in that trap. They're easy to keep alive at your dock in a bait pen. They're easy to keep alive on a boat in a bait well, and they're easy to fish. I like to fish them whole and alive. The real big ones can be cut in half or even thirds. Next, we're gonna get out there. Where are we gonna start fishing? Well, here off a Marathon, we use Sombrero. We use the light tower as a reference. We're either fishing to the west or to the east of the lighthouse, depending on what conditions we find. And with ideal conditions, we need moving water, you need current, okay? Don't fish anywhere where there's no current, where the water's just sitting still and the chum is just dropping right to the bottom. It's a death sentence. You're wasting your time. Move, pick up the anchor and move. Move east of the lighthouse or west, you know, depending on exactly where you are. And do whatever you got to do to get to an area where there's some moving water. That's absolutely vital to your success. Generally, we're in around 30 feet of water, but some of the spots are in 25 and some are in 40. Some will even, you know, we've got a lot of really good spots just off the edge of the patches in that 50 to 70 foot range. Once I'm in that area, I'm going to put the chum bag in the water, put a block or 2 blocks of chum in there. I'm going to do a couple of figure eights around the area or a couple of circles, get that chum going, get that scent in the water, get everything fired up before I even drop the anchor. At that point, I'm going to get into position and, of course, drop the anchor in the sand, let that boat come back right to the leading edge of the area that I want to fish. If I don't end up where I want to be, I'm going to pick up the anchor and I'm going to move. I'm going to do it as many times as I have to until the boat is exactly where I want it to be. Location, location, location is vital to successful reef fishing. And you've got to invest the time. If you don't end up where you want to be, like I said, pick up the anchor and move and do it over. Fortunately, with today's technology, the Fish It, Drift It feature on the Furuno TZ Touch 3, and a lifetime of experience on the water, I'm generally spot on the first time, but certainly the conditions can surprise you. Once we're set up, that anchor is set, the chum is in the water, it's flowing. At this stage, we wait. We just give it about 15 minutes before we start fishing. And now what we're gonna do, since we're set up, we've got to make a decision as to what baits we're gonna fish, what rods we're gonna fish, and that's what we're gonna talk about right now in detail. Because again, I want you to understand the decisions that I'm making, why I'm selecting each and every rod, why I'm selecting the terminal tackle. We're gonna touch on it all so you can be a successful bottom fisherman. Enjoyed this episode. We talked a lot about tackle, a lot about finding these fish, staying on them. All right, all right. Nice job. What a fish. Oh, yeah, that's a fat one right there. That's what we want. Oh, nice one. Look at that one. Got it. Nice. That's a tuna. That's what it's all about right there. Oh, my God. That's what I'm talking about. Don't even lift and pump, just reel. Just reel. All right, come on, somebody get in there, crank. Got him. We got him. You ready? Nice. You got him. Get him in the boat, ready? Oh! Put it onto your rod. You never jeopardize losing a rod, ever. It all starts with some spinning outfits, really some 7'6", oh gosh, look at them all up here. It's a 7'6" Chaos Gold spinning rod rated for 8 to 17 pound line. It's matched to a Shimano Stratic 4000 spinning reel. Okay, just an incredibly reliable spinning reel, plenty of line capacity, smooth drag, 12-pound diamond line, 12-pound test. That's all that I need for this particular outfit. The line itself is monofilament. It's not braid in this case. I don't need braid on this light spinner. This is really designed for feeding a bait back when there's not a lot of moving water, not a lot of current. Maybe I'm seeing big mangroves or big flag yellowtails in the slick, because again, I'm not looking for those small 10-inch fish. That's not what I'm targeting, those 10 or 12-inch little, barely keepers. I want the big flags. I want the big mature mangroves. So if I see them in the slick, I'm gonna whip out my spinner, small little jig head, okay, that's all that you need, nothing fancy. It's just an 1/8 of an ounce jig head. There it is right there, okay? They come in white, chartreuse, pink, all colors work. White is my favorite if I had to pick one. The jig is tied on with an improved clinch knot. It's a very simple knot. It's a fisherman's knot. If you don't know how to tie a fisherman's knot, you shouldn't be fishing, okay? It's that simple. Nothing super fancy. All you gotta do is just tie a knot on there. The leader is 15-pound diamond presentation fluorocarbon. So we've got a 12-pound spinner, a 12-pound outfit, and 12-pound running line to 15-pound test fluorocarbon. Now understand, there's going to be days. There are definitely gonna be days when those fish are super, super picky. The water is really, really clear, and you may even have to scale down further. But again, we're targeting the larger snapper. 15 is a nice balance. I rarely, if ever, go lower than 15. It's connected to the main running line with a blood knot, a very small little blood knot. Running line 12-pound, leader 15-pound presentation fluorocarbon. It's a staple. Right here, this is it. This is the famous Patch Reef fishing spinning outfit. Okay, sure there are variations, there's plenty of them, but if you're just gonna have one spinning outfit for fishing the Patch Reefs, this is gonna be it. I bring 4, okay? I bring 4 of these rigged and ready to go. In addition to those 4, I also beef it up because again, I'm targeting those muttons. I want those 25 to 30-inch muttons. I want the groupers. I want the flag yellowtails. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna be undergunned with that light spinner, especially for those fish that are real tight to the bottom. That's unforgiving structure. They get me under a ledge, or anything like that, I'm gonna bust them off really fast. So I beef it up. This is, we'll call it my go-to outfit when it comes to patch reef fishing. As you watch Florida Sport Fishing TV, when you see us fishing these patches here in the Keys, you're gonna see this outfit in my hand a lot. It's a Chaos Gold 7-foot conventional rod rated for 12 to 20-pound line. It's matched to a Shimano Torium 16 workhorse of a conventional reel. Single speed, star drag, very, very easy. No level wind, no lever drag, none of that kind of stuff. Okay, it's an absolute workhorse. It's loaded with 20-pound diamond line. So our light outfit is 12-15. We beef it up to 20-pound line with a 30-pound fluorocarbon leader. Okay, that leader is connected to the main running line with that same blood knot. Consistency is key. You'll notice and you will learn a lot of the different tactics and rigging techniques that I use are very consistent across the board. Same jig head, here it is right there, but a larger jig head, larger hook, heavier weight, 1/2 ounce, tied on with an improved clinch knot, sits on the bottom with a live pinfish. That's the rig right there. Stay away from all of the other junk, all of the other terminal tackle that's a pain in the butt to rig, time consuming, it's gonna get hung up in the bottom. You don't need fish finder rigs, you don't need sliding egg sinkers. You need a jig head. That's it, here in the Keys, I can't stress it enough. Successful reef fishing is all about jig heads. The key is just having a variety of different sizes to accommodate different scenarios, different depths, different water conditions as far as the current is concerned, 1/8 of an ounce, 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, etc. An ounce, okay? So, and of course you just have to know when to fish each jig head. It's the same with leader. You don't need a lot of stuff, you just need the right stuff. Diamond presentation, 30-pound fluorocarbon. Diamond presentation, 20-pound fluorocarbon. I've got 15-pound on the boat. I've got a spool of 40-pound that I'm bringing as well. With my tray of jig heads and my spools of diamond presentation fluoro, I'm ready for everything that I'm going to encounter, okay? And understand that once we stop that boat, remember we talked about it, we're there, we're anchored, We're chumming, we're being patient, we're letting the fish settle down before we start fishing, because we just pulled up with a 40-foot boat. There's a big, giant 40-foot shadow right on top of them, and I promise you, if you can see the bottom, they can see you. Just remember that. And you're gonna be able to see the bottom in that crystal clear water in 35 to 40 feet of water, even 30 feet of water, where we're primarily fishing. Fresh bait is vital in today's highly pressured fisheries, and no one makes it easier to catch live bait than the Ballyhoop. With a complete line of collapsible hoop nets and accessories, the Ballyhoop is a must-have for every angler. Simply deploy the Ballyhoop and watch the magic. With the Ballyhoop, catching live bait is clean, fast, and simple. Ask for the Ballyhoop at your local tackle shop or visit us online to find a dealer near you.
Dependable terminal tackle. It's vital in every venue. That's why professional anglers targeting bonefish to blue marlin rely on Diamond Fishing products. With an extensive selection of the finest monofilament, fluorocarbon, and braided fishing line in the world, it's time you avoid the rest and rig with the best. Diamond Fishing products, the official line of Florida Sport Fishing TV, tournament-winning fishing teams, and busy charter captains from coast to coast.
It's been 15, 20 minutes. Everything has calmed down. The chum is flowing. We're looking in our slick. We see life. There may be the blue parrotfish that are so pretty to look at. There may be ballyhoo up on top. We may see yellowtails or mangroves in the slick. The first thing I'm going to do is actually not drop a bottom bait. I'm going to grab, where is it here? I'm going to have a couple of spinners rigged and ready to go. Now what this is just a Chaos 7-foot spinning outfit rated for 15 to 30 pound line. It's matched, as you can see, to a Shimano Saragossa 10,000 heavy duty spinner loaded with 30 pound braid, 30 pound diamond braid, and a 30 pound diamond presentation leader. Okay, plenty of line capacity, finished off with a VMC live bait hook. I mean, this is about as simple as it possibly gets, right there. If you have a very small pinfish, fish a 5-0 hook. If you have a large palm-sized pinfish, fish a 7-0 hook. It's that simple. There's no secret sauce. That's it, right there. Take that pinfish, throw him way out there. No weight, no float. It's just a free line. We're going to set it and forget it. There's going to be a nice, big, lively pinfish on here. He's going to be way back in the back of the slick. I'm going to take this rod. It's locked up. The drag is set. And I'm going to set it up high, up in my rocket launcher, on my hard top, whatever the scenario is on your boat. And the pinfish is back there. And it's, like I said, it's a set it and forget it bait. I don't even think about it until the rod doubles over. And you know what's going to eat that pinfish? It could be a sailfish. It could be a big yellowjack. It could be a cobia. It could be a smoker king. All sorts of stuff eat those flatline pins. So I try and increase my odds. When I'm fishing that reef, I want to make sure that I'm covering all of the bases, because one fish, one quality fish, can make a big difference in the entire outcome of the day. I carry a pair of those, okay, a pair of those. So we're up to 10 rods already, 4 of the spinners, 4 of the conventional outfits, okay, and a pair of those heavier spinners right there. So in turn, that's already 10 outfits, and I'm not done yet. Understand that I bring way too much tackle. But again, we're filming a show. I don't know what I'm going to find out there, and I need to be ready for everything. I don't have the luxury of going, oh, well, you know what, let's just stop, let's go back home, grab what we need, and come back. No, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Remember that. So in turn, that's the first bait that goes out. There's another rod rigged and ready to go, but that's one bait, flat line, way out there. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up that conventional outfit and drop the pinfish right to the bottom, like I said. And remember, I'm not looking for the small yellowtails. I'm looking for quality. I'm looking for the bigger keeper size fish. I would rather catch less fish, you know, not about quantity, but about quality. That's what I'm all about, and that's what we're going to be fishing for tomorrow when we're filming this episode of Florida Sport Fishing TV. We're looking for those quality fish on the patch reefs. I'm waiting for that thump. I'm going to put a live pinfish on that 1/2-ounce jig head, drop it right to the bottom, put my thumb on the spool, it's locked up, my drag is set, and I'm waiting for that thump thump Okay, I'm not waiting for the little I don't care about the I don't care about that at all. I care about the fish inhaling the bait. A big black grouper just inhaling that pinfish. Or a mutton just sucking it down and racing across the bottom, and I need to be ready to react quickly, because if I'm not, he's going to get me hung up. Grouper's going to get me under a ledge in a second. Even if I do everything I can do right, I'm still not going to win every battle, and neither are you. A big mutton snapper is going to smoke me, and if I give him 1 second not paying attention, if I make one mistake, I'm going to lose that fight, okay? So in turn, again, I'm really looking for those bigger fish. I've got my bait set up on top. I start fishing on the bottom. I've got my spinner rigged and ready just in the event that I see some larger fish in the slick that I want to feed a bait back to. Okay, it's really that simple. Otherwise, I'm fishing large baits. I'm fishing them right on the bottom because the muttons, the groupers, the big mangroves, they don't like that bait moving. They want that pinfish pinned right to the bottom. They want it sitting on the bottom, and they want it alive. Of course, it's going to be a nice lively pinfish, but they want it sitting on the bottom. They'll suck it right off of the bottom there. So really, really neat, really simple, but again, I can't stress that you really have to be rigged properly, do it right. All of my leaders, you'll notice, as I mentioned earlier, are 10 to 12 feet. Why? Because after every fish, I am feeling that leader. I'm looking for chafes, for nicks, any sort of abrasion in the leader. And when I find it, snip, snip, 6 to 12 inches of line off, retie the jig with an improved clinch knot, drop it back down. So that pretty much covers all of the bases when it comes to reef fishing. Don't overthink it. Don't make it complicated, but do it the right way. If you're not getting any bites, if you're not seeing any quality fish in 30 to 60 minutes, move. It's that simple. Move. If the sharks move in, which is very likely, okay, sharks will move in, that's going to shut the bite down just like this. Move, okay, because you're going to have a hard time reigniting that bite. You know, on some days you may get lucky and you may only have to fish a couple of spots. Other days you may have to fish 15 spots before you find them. But once you get on them and the right conditions come together and you're rigged right, you'll stay tight.
Connect with the crew on Instagram at Florida Sport Fishing TV. Catch our extreme seminar series at www.fsftv.com and get hooked up.